which have an affinity for oxygen, a combination is effected. When, for instance, carbon and hydrogen are thus present, they are converted into nourishment for vegetables, into carbonic acid and water. The development of heat when air is imbibed, and the production of steam when the earth is moistened by rain, are acknowledged to be consequences of this condensation by the action of surfaces. But the most remarkable and interesting case of this kind of action is the imbibition of oxygen by metallic platinum. This metal, when massive, is of lustrous white color, but it may be brought, by separating it from its solutions, into so finely divided a state that the particles no longer reflect light, and it forms a powder as black as soot. In this condition, it absorbs 800 times its volume of oxygen gas, and this oxygen must be contained within it in a state of condensation very like that of fluid water. When gases are thus condensed, that is, their particles made to approximate in this extraordinary manner, their properties can be palpably shown. Their chemical actions become apparent as their physical characteristics disappears. The latter consist in the continual tendency of their particles to separate from each other, and it is easy to imagine that this elasticity of gaseous bodies is the principal impediment to the operation of their chemical force, for this becomes more energetic as their particles approximate. In that state in which they exist within the pores or upon the surface of solid bodies, their repulsion ceases, and their whole chemical action is exerted. Thus, combinations which oxygen cannot enter into, decompositions which it cannot effect while in the state of gas, take place with the greatest facility in the pores of platinum containing condensed oxygen. When a jet of hydrogen gas, for instance, is thrown upon spongy platinum, it combines with the oxygen condensed in the interior of the mass. At their point of contact, water is formed, and as the immediate consequence, heat is evolved. The platinum becomes red hot and the gas is inflamed. If we interrupt the current of the gas, the pores of the platinum become instantaneously filled again with oxygen, and the same phenomena can be repeated a second time, and so on interminably. In finely pulverized platinum, and even in spongy platinum, we therefore possess a perpetuum mobile, a mechanism like a watch which runs out and winds itself up, a force which is never exhausted, competent to produce effects of the most powerful kind, and self-renewed ad infinitum. Many phenomena formerly inexplicable are satisfactorily explained by these recently discovered properties of porous bodies. The metamorphosis of alcohol into acetic acid, by the process known as the quick vinegar manufacture, depends upon principles, at a knowledge of which we have arrived by a careful study of these properties. End of section 2, recorded by M.L. Cohen, Cleveland, Ohio, March 2007.